thank you for joining us for Sacred and Profane's first online choral concert broadcast. We're so happy to have you here today. Everything changed for us a little more than 3 months ago. For Sacred and Profane, we were just about to present our concert of music for choir and strings. We were having fantastic rehearsals with their circadian string quartets and their friends and community of excellent local string players of music by Beethoven, Eric Whittaker, our own local David Conti, and a wonderful new piece by Karin Rienquist, the Swedish composer whose music we have been championing for years. I was so excited about this program. I had just come back from the American Choral Directors Association conference and ready to plunge into a week of dress rehearsals when it became clear that we could not present that concert. And then very shortly, it became clear that we wouldn't be able to present our May concert either of music by local Bay Area composers, many of whom I've been very excited about performing their works for a number of years, and was really happy to be getting ready to present that concert also. So we turned to rehearsing together online. We kept our usual Monday rehearsals, and since we couldn't sing together in real time, in real space, we explored our musical community in new ways. Every week we would have a performance by a member of the choir. Oftentimes they'd perform with somebody else from their family, a spouse, a son, a daughter, and we had these absolutely wonderful performances. I got to know so much more about my singers, about their musical gifts and skills, their personalities, who they were. People that I've known for years and have developed strong friendships with, I learned even more about. We became even closer in this context, in this situation. We also would sing together. We would warm up every day. I would present lessons on music theory and choral diction and choral history, and we would create performances. We have a number of those to share with you tonight. Edna, our own assistant conductor, wrote a piece for us called In the Time of Teleconferencing, which we rehearsed and recorded online together, singing in real time together. And we created 2 virtual choir videos for you. William Byrd's Ave Verum Corpus and Stephen Paulus's The Road Home. We so hope you'll enjoy this performance, and thank you for being here.
This is a nocturne composed in 1841, Opus 48. Funny enough, I just performed one of Chopin's ballades, and I've been working on it for years, and I finally, stopped. I performed it and stopped working on it. I would play it for you, but it just kind of gets the best of me. So,
which one?
It's the third ballade in A flat. And anyway, so I pulled out these nocturnes to work on. I realized this is the exact next piece he wrote after that ballade. So I just couldn't believe the coincidence of, timing that this was the next thing he did. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Don't have much more to say about it. Chopin tends to speak for himself. So enjoy.
I'm here with Edna to introduce Edna to the Sacred and Profane family and community and everybody who's watching. Edna is all things Sacred and Profane. She is my assistant conductor extraordinaire. She runs lots of sectional rehearsals all year long. She is the alto section leader. So more and more rehearsals, and we've completely changed the way section leaders work with the choir, giving them much more responsibility this last year. So she's been doing even more in that capacity than she did already. She also designs our program booklets for concerts. So she has lots of, in addition to all of her musical gifts and skills, she also has lots of technical gifts and skills, which I've probably learned to rely on a little too much, so that I haven't learned to develop those skills myself, which I really should. But Edna makes it easy to avoid those tasks. And she is also, she does our logistics coordinations. So in the past year or so, the choir in our concerts has gotten much more evolved in how we move around in the spaces that we perform in, changing our configurations to make things feel a little bit more genuine to the piece itself, and also to give some variety to the way we present the music and the choreographies and things like that. So she's much better with those kinds of things than I am. My brain can't handle logistics at all. And in addition to that, she's also a very fine composer. We were going to perform one of her pieces in our coming season, or in the current season, this last May. But since everything got shut down, we weren't able to present that concert as we intended. But then we were very fortunate, and Edna instead wrote a piece for us called "To Be Sung in the Time of Teleconferencing." So the title, I think, gives it away. This is an aleatoric piece. Aleatory means that music can be sung with a little bit more flexibility in terms of entrances, departures. There's a little bit more room for interpretive differences. We don't have precise cuts or entrances. We don't even sometimes have precise pitches in aleatoric music, although some aleatory might not necessarily deal with pitch content. It might just deal with rhythm content. But that kind of flexibility allows for some of the requirements of singing over Zoom or other teleconferencing programs. And since that's the reality of making music together in this day and age, we're really excited that these types of pieces are being composed, and even more exciting to have music written specifically for our ensemble by a member of our own community. So so I'll turn it to Edna. Can you tell us a little bit about your inspiration for this piece?
One of the big things that we all miss right now is singing with each other. S&P has been doing a number of things. We warm up together every week, and we've doing some of those virtual choir recordings, but it's not the same making a recording in your room by yourself and sending it in to be mixed. Even though the end result is lovely, it doesn't have the same feeling. So I wanted to create something that we could do together in real time. Even if we weren't in the same room with each other, at least we were going to be able to interact with each other and sing together. It really just sort of popped into my mind one day, and it's an experiment. Everything we're doing right now is an experiment, right, Rebecca? It's
Absolutely.
Yeah, there are definitely some things I would do differently next time. I do have some other ideas for another piece.
Exciting. I'd love to hear more about that. Good. Yeah, so when we recorded this piece, we rehearsed it in one Monday rehearsal, and then we rehearsed and recorded it in the following Monday rehearsal. And we learned a lot about how to approach this. We were doing this over Zoom. I think if we did it again, or when we do it again, we will probably use some different technology. There's a chance of going over to another program called Jamulus, which allows for a little bit less latency than Zoom provides. But Edna did a bunch of great research in terms of the kinds of settings that we want to do within Zoom, the audio settings, to enable the computer to not select different sound sources, but to take in the entire sound source so that the voices weren't cutting in and out as much, but we still found that they cut in and out a little bit. So yeah, what happened when we recorded? What did we figure out?
Oh, a number of things. I ended up reworking a few small sections of my piece already. I had some little solo bits that came in briefly, and we discovered that often the microphone didn't pick up those soloists before they were done with their solos. So one of the tweaks I made to the piece right away was to just give the soloist a couple more measures of sounds before we wanted to hear their solo bit.
Yeah, right. So they had to sing with their section and then merge in glissando into their solo part so that the mic wouldn't cut them out.
Right.
Yeah, that was the only way we could get them. Yeah.
Right.
So I think one of the things that for me, like emotionally, singing this music with everybody, which just brought on such a flood of emotion. I was on the brink of tears the whole time, which was emotionally complicated because the piece has all these comedic elements. You know, we've got dogs barking and doorbells ringing in the experience of what happens when we're at home trying to make music together instead of in our rehearsal space where the outside world has been left behind. But here the telephone rings and, you know, somebody upstairs is making noise or, you know, real life invades. So it's a little harder to be focused on the music making part of our life. But so there's all these funny things going in the piece, and then yet everybody's singing together and coming and going in bits and pieces, and the loveliness of hearing our voices together again, and the sadness of remembering what it feels like to be really together singing and not have it be quite the same. It's like, you know, some percentage of that experience, but not the whole percentage of it. Man, it was emotionally overwhelming for me. I don't know how you felt about it, but yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely a number of contrasting things going on within the piece, which, you know, I thought about those little funny bits and debated whether or not to include them. But I thought in the end, it kind of symbolized what we're all feeling, which is really a mix of emotions. There are funny things, little funny things that happen during the day. And there's all sorts of things that are big and serious, and
Yeah.
whatever we could do together.
Yeah, we need those moments of levity to balance the crisis and, you know, the fears that we're all experiencing and feeling. And I think all of that together is what creates community. We're both supporting each other through the difficult times, but also providing some relief and solace in retaining our social community as well as our musical community, which has been really healing for me. And I think for a lot of the other members of the group too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I, for one, am grateful for this piece and excited to come back to it and keep working with it and to send it out into the world so other ensembles can also be singing it, because we're all hungry for these experiences of being able to sing in the moment together right now, on top of virtual choir materials that we're doing and the other kinds of things that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But also just grateful to you for everything that you've done for the group over the past many years. And for me personally.
My pleasure. It's such a great group.
Oh, well, it's great because of you and, you know, all the people that contribute to it. So I feel very, 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 very fortunate to be part of this community. So with that, we will go to our recording, the first recording of To Be Sung in the Time of Teleconferencing, to be followed by subsequent recordings in this coming season. Thank you, Edna.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now? Sing.
Dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Woo!
Oh my God.
Thank you all.
It's fun.
That was
Good job,
so
Edna.
fun.
Good
That
job,
was
Edna.
fun to hear.
That was super fun, Edna.
That was really good.
Edna,
To hear everybody's voices.
Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying tonight's opportunity to connect with our singers, and we hope that it brings you a moment of joy in these tumultuous times. I'm Michelle Lee, and many of you may recognize me from the box office at Sacred and Profane concerts and special events. I've been the choral administrator with Sacred and Profane for almost 4 years now, and since day one, the singers and the board of directors have welcomed me into the Sacred and Profane family with open arms. It's been incredibly meaningful for me to be able to work with such kind and passionate artists, to connect with audience members at concerts, and to be part of the local arts community, a community that has become even more important to me now than ever before. This evening's broadcast is benefiting Sacred and Profane as we navigate sustaining our organization through the uncertainty that lies ahead. Thank you so much to everyone who has shown their support for the ensemble during these unusual times already. If you are able to, you can click on the link in the description box and make a secure donation online. Any size gift can make a big impact. Your generosity ensures that Sacred and Profane will be able to carry out its mission of enriching and inspiring its members and the broader community by exploring the breadth of choral music for years to come. Please enjoy tonight's performances. We're wishing you all health, safety, and above all, music. I hope to be able to see you in person at a concert again sometime soon.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around till you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos of plenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see 'em dancing, strolling around on those, what do you call them, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, walking around down that, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Bet you on land they'd understand. Bet they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask my questions and get some answers. What is a fire and why does it, what's the word, burn? When it's my turn, when I love to explore the shore above. Out of the sea, wish I could be part of that world. Days when it all goes wrong. One of those weeks, one of those years, when all you can do is sing that one sad song and soak on your own tears. Just grab a hold of me. Grab a hold of me. And we'll both go down together. You just grab a hold of me. Or maybe you're lost in a deep, dark dream. You feel like you don't stand a chance. And maybe you've fallen down through the seams. You want to wake up, but you can't. Or just grab a hold of me. Grab a hold of me. And we'll both go down together. You just grab a hold of me. And we'll both go down together. If you just grab a hold of me.
Thank you for being here for our first online concert. We hope you'll continue to stay connected with us. You can join our email list and all of our social media on our website, sacredprofane.org. Sacredprofane, one word.org. We're going to continue to bring you concerts like this, so stay tuned and you'll hear more music from Sacred and Profane in the coming year. I want to thank Michelle Lee, our fabulous administrator, who's worked tirelessly to keep our ensemble vibrant and connected, both before and during this pandemic. And she has done a wonderful job assembling this video for you tonight. So thank you, Michelle, and thank you to all of our singers and to all of you for staying a part of our community and supporting choral music and Sacred and Profane. And we look forward to seeing you next time.